Hey student, watch this video and learn 3 phrasal verbs with the verb do. Coming up. Hey friends, Teacher Prix here to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. It's Christmas week. If you're watching this video for the first time, make sure to subscribe because from Monday to Friday I post different kinds of English lessons, grammar, phrasal verbs, listening tips, reading tips, all kinds of tips to help you become a better and more confident English speaker. So make sure to subscribe. And if you are already subscribed, thank you so much for always coming back, for always supporting me, supporting my channel. It means a lot to me that you always come here to watch my lessons. Anyways, my friends, let's dive into the content. Today I'm not at my usual spot. Okay, I'm not home at my I'm at my parents, so I'm not using my usual mic. Uh, but I hope everything's all right. Okay, you may hear lots of dogs because I'm in the countryside, and man, there are dogs here. Anyways, my friends, 3 phrasal verbs with do. Now, there are many phrasal verbs with do, but I chose 3. In the future, I can make more videos to show you more phrasal verbs with do. So the first phrasal verb is do over. This is very simple, okay, guys? To do over means to do something from the beginning again. So let's say you did your homework, okay? But then you didn't do a good job. So your teacher looks at you and says, do it over. But teacher, do it over. Okay? That's kind of like me. So to do something from the beginning again, okay, it means to do it again. Now, why did I say that the example I gave you was to do the homework and not do it very well? Because this is usually connected to that idea. When you do something and you don't do it very well, so you have to do it again from the beginning. Very popular phrasal verb. It means that you have to do something again. Teacher, but can't I just use again? Yeah, you can. But do over is also possible. Examples. Okay, Jamie, the reports don't look good. Can you do them over again? And if you paid attention here, I put again. Can you do them over again? This is very common, okay? It's almost like an exaggeration, but in real spoken English, in spoken language, you see this. Can you do it over again? It's very common to use the word again. Could I say, can you do them over? Yes. Could I say, could you do them again? Yes. Could I say, could you do them over again? Yes. I love English. There are no wrongs, just no, I'm kidding. Anyway, next example. My math teacher asked me to do last week's homework over. I can't believe it. You know, she asked me to do my homework over, or I could say over again. Oh my god, what a terrible teacher. What's wrong with teachers, my friends? Very well, my friends. Moving on. Do without. Do without means to manage to live your life, without something. When you can live your life even though you don't have something. So, for example, I cannot. Okay, and here, if I use this verb in an affirmative sentence, it means that I can. Okay? If I use this verb in a negative sentence, it means I cannot. Okay? So in the first example here, I have a negative example, a negative sentence. I cannot do without my morning coffee. Ugh, damn, I can't do without my morning coffee. Which means I cannot manage my life, I cannot live without my coffee. I can't start my day without my coffee, my cup of joe. I talked about this expression in another video. Cup of joe, of course. Another example, there is no more milk. So I guess the kids will have to do without until I buy some tomorrow. So what's the problem? The kids don't have any milk left. There's no milk for them. So they will have to do without because I will only go to the supermarket tomorrow to get more. So this means that they will have to manage to live without milk until the next day. Because here it says, oh, I'll buy some tomorrow. So maybe it's in the afternoon of the previous day. So they will have to do without. They will have to be without milk until the next day when someone will go get some more milk. Okay? Now, one thing about this phrasal verb, you cannot separate them. Okay? With this phrasal verb, it's not possible to separate them. Now, here, if you paid attention, it's a separable phrasal verb. Okay? So you have to separate. In this case, with do over, you have to say do and then the thing and then over. Okay? Oh, but teacher, are there other meanings for do over? Yes, there are other meanings, and in some situations, do over could even be a noun, not a verb. Okay? So in the future, I can talk more about that, but do over can be a noun, not just a verb. Here, I'm showing it as a phrasal verb, but in spoken language, in conversations, you can use do over as a noun. Okay? Now, do without, as I said, you cannot separate. You say do without, and then the thing you have, you can do without or you can't do without. Now, using the verb can, the modal verb can is very common, okay? Not mandatory, but it's very common, especially in spoken language. Do with. You will use do with in spoken language, okay? Why am I saying in spoken language? Because it's not so common in written language, okay? Many phrasal verbs are very popular in a spoken language. On the other hand, when you have to write, you need to be careful, okay? And you need to check some dictionaries and see if they are appropriate for English writing. Most of them are, but this is a little too informal. I don't think it would be appropriate unless you're chatting, okay? Unless you're chatting with your friends on social media. When I say written language, I'm talking about academic papers, documents at work, reports, meeting presentations. Then this phrasal verb would not be so appropriate, okay? Now, do with that, do with spoken language, and you're going to use do with to say that you want something, you need something. It would be a good idea to have it, you know? Oh man, huh? Now, most of the time, you will use the verb could next to do with, okay? So you will say could and then do with. Another possible expression, I didn't put it here, but another possible expression would be to say use. I could use some. I could use some help. I could do with some help. So basically, when I say I could do with, I'm saying that I want, I would like, I need. Now, you're not going to go to a coffee shop, look at the attendant and say, hey, I could use some coffee, or I could do with some coffee. That's not what I mean, okay? It's something that you need, it's something you would like, it would be a good idea if you could have it. But you wouldn't use this in a restaurant when you're ordering a food or something, okay? Now, let's say here it's really, really hot, and it is very hot. Well, I can't complain. Today was not so hot, but right now, because I have this light in front of me, it's freaking hot and I'm burning up. So I could do with some ice cream right now because, gee, it's freaking hot. Actually, I could do with some popcorn because it's not so hot. When I turn off the light, it will not be hot. So I could do with some popcorn and watch some movies on Netflix. How about you? Oh, another example. Oh, your dad is very busy. I'm sure he could do with a short break. Okay? So here, as I said, the other option would be he could use a short break. He could do with a short break. Okay? So this is a very popular one. And remember, pretty much in 99% of the time, you will need the verb could together with do with. Okay? I could do with some milk. Right now, I'm not really a big fan of milk, but hey, I could do with some milk. Now, I don't in this case, I'm not sure you could use this in the future. you know. And when I say here, when I'm using could, it's not necessarily with past. It's more like a condition, you know. It's a hypothesis. It's not really real. You could do with some coffee. It's something you would like, you need, you want, but it's not really happening right now. Okay, so that's the idea of this phrasal verb. Anyways, my friends, I'm going to be here tomorrow. Are you guys going to be here? I hope so. Someone says, we can't do without your lessons. That's amazing. Another one says, I like your classes very much. I have improved my English listening a lot. That's amazing. Thank you so much. And remember, I will be here tomorrow, so you'd better come here tomorrow too and make me company. Other than that, my friends, tell me, how do you feel when you have to do something over? You know, you just finished it and someone looks at you and says, hey, not really good. Can you do it over? How do you feel? Do you feel angry? Do you feel upset? Let me know here in the comments when you have to do something over, if you feel angry and why, if you feel upset, if you feel a little lazy. Someone also says I could do with a cold beer and quail eggs. Okay. I'm not really a big fan of quail eggs and cold beer, but I could do with water. And that's exactly what I'm going to get after this class is over. Other than that, my friends, if you liked this lesson, make sure to share it with your friends and hit the like button. That way, I will know that you enjoyed this kind of lesson. Other than that, have a lovely day or a lovely night, and I will see you tomorrow for another English lesson. Bye bye.